3A sectional 27 championship game. This is one we've been looking forward to for a while. I think everybody had this. Not everybody had it. Some people had Concordia battling Luers for a sectional championship. However, Bellmont 9-2 against a good Luers team. Short drive. Teams that have different styles. What do you see as being the biggest key at Luers Field on Friday night between these Luers Knights and the Bellmont Braves?
Well, I think it's keep away from that Luers offense. I don't think you can allow that Luers offense to continue, not only just get the ball, continue and score. So it's a good game plan for Bellmont because that's what they do. They just keep the ball away from opponents by long monotonous drives. Although those long monotonous drives turned into a lot of quick scoring drives against Concordia last week. So that is the key thing. Keep away from Luers, limit their possessions. Do not kick to Austin Mack at any time, and that's the key.
That's pretty good advice. I don't know why anyone does it.
Seriously,
do it.
Here we are, week 12, and people are still kicking to him. I mean, seriously, don't you watch us?
I mean, it's not even week 12. It's like his junior season,
I know.
his sophomore season. I mean, you got about 30 games worth of work, but
yeah.
I'm going to leave it out there. If you're Larry Getz, though, you have to be pretty pleased with the way your team has been able to move the ball. And Caleb Hankinson has really established himself as a star, I guess you could say, for that Bellmont offense. 192 yards last week against, a pretty decent SAC team in Concordia.
Yeah, they're doing it the way they've been doing it all year. They got some guys, a couple few offensive guys that they can rely on, a very tough, physically sound up front, and they can move the ball slowly but surely, and they're just not intimidated by really anybody. I think that's the key for Coach Getz going into Friday. He's going to tell his kids, look, we beat an SAC team last week. We play another one this week. I really don't care what the name is on the front of the jersey. But you guys proved you can play against a quality SAC opponent. You get another one on Friday, and they'll have another opportunity to knock off and kind of surprise some people on Friday.
If you saw the Luers game last week, you saw Austin Mack score an early touchdown. He had 161 yards rushing. What does this guy not do well?
Here's the thing on Austin Mack is we mentioned his junior year, and he's always kind of. You saw the potential there, but we just did not see the complete player. And like all the other colleges saw, all colleges coaches saw the potential, but we were waiting to just see that dominance. And this year he just dominates. I mean, it's just a man amongst boys out there, and that's not an understatement. I mean, seriously. I mean, no matter what position you put him in, he is clearly the best player on the field, and it's not even close, and he proves it every snap.
Yeah, and he also had 2 picks on defense last week. So, I mean,
this
guy doesn't seem to do anything poorly. He does everything exceptionally well. But if you're Bellmont, do you try to take away Austin Mack and let the other guys beat you? Because the other guys against Yorktown, Deshaun Bussell had an early touchdown in the first quarter. Jalen Charlton, he's got over 700 yards rushing this season. He's been good when called upon. What's the philosophy? Do you try to take away Austin Mack, or do you try to take away everybody else and say, Austin Mack, do your thing?
I think that's the big question. I think that every team is kind of dealing with that is what do we do with him? Do we just let him go crazy, or do we focus on everybody else? The problem is if you focus on everybody else and let him do whatever, Luers does a tremendous job of getting the ball in his hands at any way possible, out of the wildcat and quick screens and slants and kicks and punts and other teams throwing on the ball when he's playing safety. I mean, it's like they find ways to get in the ball, and if you say, well, we're going to worry about the other 10 guys, well, they may not worry about those other 10 guys touching the ball because Austin Mack's going to touch it every play. So you darn well better tackle him and focus on him because he's going to carry the majority of the offensive load.
Final question, biggest key Friday night in this one?
I think it's Bellmont being able to create some turnovers, get a hand in the face of Jack Johnston, really not let him get comfortable, kind of try to rattle him. You got to wrap Austin Mack. It sounds easier said than done. And then just put long drives together, 5, 6, 7-minute drives, and score on those drives. Because that Luers offense is so high-powered, they're going to come back and score. So not only do you have to eat clock, if you get it down inside the 20 and then don't score, that really doesn't help you much because Luers is going to back and score. So keep the ball away from them and convert your opportunities.